The Bitcoin ecosystem is growing massively. I mean, kudos to everybody in the space. We've been doing a lot of amazing job. We've had several percentage jump in Bitcoin initiatives, Bitcoin projects spinning up in Africa, and I'm so glad that people are more intentional about educating Africans about Bitcoin. We have several Bitcoin circular economy popping up. We have more Bitcoin projects added to the maps, and we now have people individually doing the work of educating people. And we also have more people interested in now working in the Bitcoin space or associating their crafts, their skill with Bitcoin to earn Bitcoin directly. And it's very interesting because eventually one of the best tools that we have to fight our current situation is Bitcoin. And it's so amazing that people are now turning bit by bit to Bitcoin and using it in their daily lives. It's not only an idea for the rich people or for the elite society. It's now an idea for everybody. Bit by bit, we are getting into the nooks and the cranny of Africa. Honestly, I think we at Citrusrate, we are building something more like an infrastructure. We still have a couple of features coming up. We have APIs, and there are several things that will be coming up that we, like I said earlier, open up a category of new applications. So we currently have things like Bitcoin on-ramp and off-ramp application, a lot. But we want to open up another category, right? We want to open up something very, very useful as well. And we are building an infrastructure that people can build on for that. We also have API for the rates, the black market rates, the official rates of currencies. And we are, of course, also boosting up our education.
Hello, this is the Bitcoin Libertarian. Our guest today is Balogun Malik. He is a passionate Bitcoin developer, skilled in Python and Rust, and a proud Bitcoin maximalist. He is a graduate of the Plan B network and a BTrust Builders alumnus, and he serves as a key developer and maintainer for Citrusrate, Africa's leading Bitcoin-only data analytics and infrastructure platform. Citrusrate is empowering communities across the continent with tools for education, price tracking, scam awareness, and financial freedom through Bitcoin. Today, we will talk about his journey, the challenges and opportunities for Bitcoin in Africa, and the exciting projects he is working on. Balogun, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm glad we are doing this.
I'm so happy to have you here and learn about your projects. But the first question is not related to your projects, it's related to your journey. Balogun, how were you orange pilled?
My journey is kind of a little bit, let me say, different from maybe people getting orange pilled. So I actually found Bitcoin, or should I say Bitcoin found me. So before I went to tertiary institution around 2017 or 16, so I was working at the place is called Tantalizers. So before then, I was just working before I got into the tertiary institution, and some of our neighbors found something called the Billion Coin. So I got introduced to the whole cryptocurrency world through a scam coin. So the person came and he was like, yeah, you should put your money in this, you make more money, it goes off, this and that, that kind of stuff. And that was how my journey started. I was collecting my salary and I was putting it into the Billion Coin. During that time, someone mentioned Bitcoin, but they were like, it goes up, it comes down, so you don't want to lose your money. There was no concrete education about what Bitcoin is, how it could save. There was none. It was just a speculative thing of putting in money and getting your money doubled, that kind of thing. So eventually, I got scammed on the Billion Coin, and all my money was just gone. And down the line, I got into university and I stumble upon Bitcoin again. I was like, I've heard about this, and I started doing research, checked what Bitcoin was, and then I started doing spot trading on Binance. At that time, I was really, just trading, buying low, selling high to make some profits, to buy some food and stuff in the school. And eventually, after all those, I got into the tech world. I started writing several things. I started with HTML, CSS, then I JavaScript. JavaScript was a bit hard to learn at that time for me. So I went into Python, learned Python, and I started progressing a bit. And I was like, around 2020, 2021, I was like, you know what, I want to enter the blockchain environment. I want to start building on the blockchain environment. And so I learned Bitcoin, yes, but I didn't know it was easier. You could build Bitcoin applications, anything like that. So I went into the Ethereum smart contract, started learning how to write smart contracts, and did some couple of solo projects, did some couple of portfolio projects, and from there, so I went much more deeper because I love to get some level of things whenever I want to talk about it. So I went in much more deeper and deeper and found the whole thing called decentralization in that word. And I was like, nah, I don't think this is what decentralization is, right? Because at some point there is always a single point of, there's always a way people are pulling strings, pushing the project in one direction or another. So during that time as well, I went back to Bitcoin. I read the Bitcoin white paper. So when I read the Bitcoin white paper, I got clarity about what Bitcoin was in depth. So from there, I went through the mastering Bitcoin. I just downloaded it, the PDF online. Um, I read about Bitcoin, and so luckily at that time, I got a sort of internship with an academy at that time. So we were asked to we were asked to build, to learn. It was like to go more deeper into Bitcoin, and it was a fun experience. I had to clone the Bitcoin network in Python, so I got full understanding of building Bitcoin, how it works, everything. So from there, I got a deeper understanding of the Bitcoin network, and I started learning several languages. I learned Rust, built a couple of portfolio projects with it as well. And so I can't remember the dates, but I got into Bitrust as well. Did the mastering Bitcoin cohort. Then eventually, sometime this year as well, I also did the CLI cohort. Um, so that's just my journey. It's just me searching for knowledge and going much more deeper into the rabbit hole.
I think that is the journey of most of us. Usually we are a scam at the beginning, and then we searching like probably redemption or knowledge. We come to the rabbit hole, and then we do our own search for knowledge. For example, and I want to ask you, I'm not a technical guy. I'm not a developer. I don't understand any technical stuff. For me, all of the things like talking in Chinese. And what is more difficult, be a developer in BTC, in Bitcoin, or in Ethereum?
In what?
It's more difficult, develop or build on Bitcoin or build in Ethereum?
Uh, uh, I think prior to now, building on Ethereum is kind of much more easier. Why? Because there are a lot of resources and the community is very large. But I think with the progress currently in the Bitcoin ecosystem, people are now helping up. There are several Bitcoin education tools. There are several Bitcoin education cohorts going on. So I can't really say which one is more, but before now, I think building on Ethereum is kind of a little bit much more easier because there are several resources, there are several packages, and there are people always willing, openly teaching people. But now we have that kind of thing happening in the Bitcoin ecosystem with several Bitcoin cohorts. So I'll just answer it like that.
Have you ever heard about Rootstock?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Have you ever used it?
Yes. So the rootstock, I think I met I met the co-founder of rootstock several just a few weeks ago, and I have a couple of ideas that I want to build that's more that cannot be built natively on the Bitcoin blockchain. So I was already looking into the rootstock ecosystem, looking at this building smart contracts. Of course, I have experience building on Ethereum. So yeah, it's a fascinating and interesting network as well, layer, let me call it that. So yes, it's awesome.
You meet Gaku, the guy with the
Gabriel.
hair.
Yes.
Gabriel, Gaku. We call him
Yes,
Gaku.
yes.
He's from Argentina too. So I met him in Argentina and I had him in the podcast few weeks ago. And tell me about your experience in the Plan B network education program. How does it work?
Okay. So I love how we have all these things. I love how we have all these education programs happening in the Bitcoin ecosystem, right? And the Plan B network that I had, the experience that I had in the Plan B network actually gave foundation to the project I'm currently working on. Because I had to learn from experienced builders who are founders in the ecosystem or who are grounded in the ecosystem building several projects. So it was an eye-opening session. The session we had, it was an eye-opening one. At that time, I think we had um, Rockstar Dev as one of our lecturer. We had the founder of Fedi. We had we had people from different Bitcoin projects who are founders building already, who have enough experience. So I got to learn from them. I got to learn some business stuff as well from them. So it was a nice experience for me. And it's one of those things that invigorated me to push out my project. I think it was after the cohort, like a couple of weeks after the cohort that I launched Citrusrate.
When you go to a Plan B network education, you learn technical skills or you learn more skills related to the business aspect or the products you can build in Bitcoin?
The cohorts that I did, the one that I did, they have the development track. So the one I did was the business school track. So, it was more about building building businesses, building Bitcoin businesses. So that was the track I did.
So, and from there, you got the idea to build Citrusrate.
Yes.
So now I want you to explain me what is and how the idea started. How did you build it, and what does Citrusrate do?
Thank you. So it's kind of funny. I think we were preparing for one of the conferences as well, and I love to prepare ahead of things. So see, I was looking for I wanted to know the price of Bitcoin in several African currencies. I was just like, yeah, I think it was the Bitcoin in Kenya, ABC in Kenya that will be happening. So I wanted to know the amount of Bitcoin in Kenya shillings at that time. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just check for all 54 African currencies that we have. And I had to open several tabs to get that information. And I couldn't even get um, accurate data, and I couldn't get enough information about all the currencies. Just few like Nigerian naira, Kenya shillings, South African rand, and I think couple of other African currencies, not all, which I feel, yes, it makes sense because these applications, these tools, these products were not built by Africans, right? So what if we build it ourselves, then we can, always cover as much information as we can. So I was like, let me start working on this. With that, coupled with my Bitcoin education knowledge, I have been teaching people about Bitcoin, my friends, my family. So I thought, let me just add Bitcoin education to it as well. So, and down the line, so when I wanted to start, I needed some more information about Bitcoin only in Africa. And there was not enough source, or there was no authentic source, right, for some Bitcoin data. It has been mixed with the old crypto research. It was not that clean. So I was like, yeah, this is a problem, because what if another Bitcoin company wants to spring up and they need information about Bitcoin per se, not crypto, just Bitcoin? People who are using Bitcoin, how much are people spending on Bitcoin? Bitcoin price data, all those information concerning Bitcoin only, and it's not yet available. So I thought, yeah, I can just do something like this, and started bringing everything up together at one. So now today we have Citrusrate as a Bitcoin only price data and aggregator, and we are posing to be an infrastructure where we power several things like Bitcoin wallets and some other Bitcoin products. And I believe in the next few months we will open up another category of products that can be built in Africa, which will be powered by Citrusrate.
And how do you get all the information from all the African currencies in Bitcoin?
Yeah. So I would just say we do a lot of research, and we do a lot of permutation and combination. Let me just say it like that. Right? We it's we get data from several sources and combine them, aggregate them to and create an API out of it.
Excellent. So let me let me share the screen, because I have opened the Citrusrate website here, so you can explain us how does it work. Here I have Citrusrate. This is the website that we have. So you can see here, right? Ah,
Yeah,
reload.
refresh it. I think, yeah. So,
Okay. Ah, excellent. So here we have the price of Bitcoin in different currencies and different cryptocurrencies as well, right?
yes.
Ah, nice. It's in Thai baht, in Myanmar, in Hong Kong dollars, where I am, in Philippines. Excellent. And we have the market cap in, which is the currency in Nigeria, Naira, right?
Yes.
And this is,
The Bitcoin price in African currencies. We currently have 27 displaying here, but we have more than that on in the back end.
Excellent. So, why is like in a position in a table, like first, second, third? You sort it by users or just random stuff?
It's just a random stuff. It's not by any other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can see all Africa Bitcoiners. Yes. And here we have also the programs.
Yes.
You have also online courses.
Yes. We
Tell me about the online courses that that you do with Citrusrate.
okay. So
And we can stop sharing.
yeah, I think I would like to.
Yeah.
I would also like you to share the two parts that we have, but I will speak on the
Okay.
education part as well.
Let me share. Let me share. Okay. So here we are, education. All yours.
Okay. Yeah. So our education program, what we try to make sure that we create or we use resources that relate well with Africans. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. So we I think this year we did 2 cohorts and online cohorts, and we had several students from various African countries that made it to the end of the course. The aim for the course is not to just be another Bitcoin course. It's just to make sure that we explain Bitcoin to Africans by African. So we made sure that it was done by African to African for African. So the message will be much more clearer. People living in several African countries came as our tutor, and they gave their own experience, how Bitcoin has changed their own experience, their lives, their works, their finances, everything. So it was a more like a perfect solution for African individuals. Yes. So and so far we've had a lot of progress, and we've even had some of the students as part of the program, as part of the Citrusrate team, who are currently with us doing some other stuff as well on the team.
And talking about the courses, they are the online courses. Anyone can apply and register. And how do they work? You have a fixed day where you do the courses, or people can access to a platform?
Okay, on that, this is how we do it. We open up the registration, and it's not so we have 2 online parts. We have partnership with African Bitcoiners, where you can have a 21 days self-paced course online as well. That one is there, and we have another one that is taken by it happens every 4 it happens for 4 weeks. So once it's open, we open up the online portal for people to register. And of course, the registration closes and it starts the session. After 4 weeks, every student who made it to the end got certified, and they got tested as well. The knowledge, they got tested, and we rinse and repeat like that. We did 2 this year. Hopefully we'll be able to do more than that next year.
How many people took these courses?
So far we've had we've had over 30 students combined for both courses that made it to the end of the course. But we had over 100 plus registered.
And how do you choose the registrations? Who takes the course and who doesn't?
It's open to everybody, male, female, anybody at all, child. So
okay, but 30 people finished the course.
yes.
Excellent. And which topics do you work in the course? These courses are from scratch, basic information, or you put more emphasis in technical aspects or other things like for developers or other things that you think are more important?
So we try to cover as much basic detail to build the foundation, and we also just touch the surface level of the technical parts. So we will start with money. What is money? We start with economics, the Keynesian economics, every other aspect of economics. We then go into what money should be, how it is, then where Bitcoin comes in, what is Bitcoin, the importance of Bitcoin, especially to Africans. Then we go into how Bitcoin works, the Bitcoin mining aspects, the nodes, everything. Then we also progress into the layers of Bitcoin, how to buy and sell your Bitcoin, how to move Bitcoin between self-custody to custodian wallets. We talk about basically almost all those aspects.
So the people who can take this course, who can register, they don't need to know anything about Bitcoin. They can be just beginners.
Yes. They can just be beginners, curious to learn, and then we hold their hand through the journey.
And it is open for anyone everywhere in the world, or you're focused only in African people?
The course is open to anybody that wants to learn about Bitcoin, but the curriculum is more tuned to help African understand more. Let me give you an example. If you want to explain, say you want to buy things with Bitcoin. Say you want to buy so in several curriculum, it's always mentioning things like coffee. It's always but not all Africans. Of course, we know coffee, but not all Africans spend their money to buy coffee, like basic African exchange to buy coffee. There are a lot of people that spend to buy coffee. But it's much more easier to use rice. It's much more easier to use bread. So it instantly connects with them that it is more like their fiat currency. It is more like, when you are using it, it's more like, it's just a digital version of money. It's not something for just the only educated set of people in the community. It's for everybody.
Excellent. And how many people work in teaching these courses? Only you, or you have other people that help you?
So mostly what we do is we invite tutors from several Bitcoin projects, several African countries. So we can have in the past cohorts, we've had people from Uganda. We've had a teacher from Cameroon. So we make sure we try to pick them from several African countries so that people will it is to be relatable, and we can share several Bitcoin, several African experiences. When a tutor is teaching, they share their own personal experience as well, and it makes it much more relatable to someone that is in that part of the country that comes from for that course from that part of the country.
And I understand. And what are the biggest problems that people have when they start learning Bitcoin? What are the hardest thing to teach to someone who just heard about Bitcoin but don't understand what Bitcoin is?
I think the basic Bitcoin education problem we have is, to my own experience, right? Here is that one, most people see Bitcoin as just a pump and dump a money doubling scheme. So to them, immediately you mention Bitcoin, it is about getting rich quickly. So, and another thing is Normally, yeah, the education of money per se is not that deep, it's not that grounded. So it does not make sense to them to say they want to learn about money. So they find it a little bit hard to understand that concept of you want to learn about money because it's not something that common here. What they know about money is we use money to trade this and that's all. But wanting to have a formal education about how money should be, what should be called money, what should be called currency, what should be a store of value, what should be a medium of exchange. There is no enough curiosity for that. So first we have to show them why you should take a Bitcoin education. And then once they are on board, we now open them. It's more like you just open them to another world and they just be like, where have I been all this while? What's all this? And by doing that, it can get a little bit complicated because the words, the ambiguous grammars. So we always have to break it down to the smallest for them to really understand what is going on. And once they grab it, no turning back.
Excellent, excellent. So, and let me ask you something else related to the education. You have also an on-site course, so a presential course. You do the same curriculum in the offline and the online, or are different?
On the on-site course, we've only had one session for on-site course. It's a little bit cost intensive compared to the online course. But we tried the last one we did, we did 2 days. So we tried to cover as much detail as possible and do physical explanation of setting up a self-custody wallet, setting up a moving Bitcoin through Lightning, moving Bitcoin through on chain. But yeah, it's almost the same curriculum as the on-site. It's just more practical on site.
And what do you think? People learn faster on-site or off-site?
No, people have preference. Some people can learn self-paced. Some people need you to hold their hand through the whole journey, and once they grasp it, then the information stick with them. So, but so far we've seen the on-site session we had, those people still hold Bitcoin and they still buy more. So it's much more successful. And our aim is also to have a developer session as well, where we guide people to learn development and also building on the Bitcoin network. So hopefully we will get there, but currently it's too cash intensive for us to jump into.
Excellent. And I'm seeing here the tools. We have Sats Converter, Invoice Generator, DCA Planner, Inflation Calculator. Can you explain these tools? Let me check this. Sats Converter.
Yes.
So you can convert any amount of sats. Let me put. Excellent. So here you put the sats and you convert into any currency.
Correct. The solution is to help people moving around country to have an idea of how much salt is in several currencies. And initially you probably might have to be opening several tabs to get this done, or switching between one currency or another. So here it's just you input the amount in sat and then you get everything at once, smooth.
Excellent. The second is Invoice Generator. So explain how it works this.
Yeah, so I built this invoice generator out of it was a problem that I needed a solution to. right? So I wanted to I was working with a company and I needed to receive my payments, and they asked me to generate an invoice. The payment was going to be in SAT, in Bitcoin, and I was like, why should I just generate the invoice in US dollar? Why not in SAT? I know the amount of SAT I'll be getting, and I tried to check online for an invoice generator that is denominated in Bitcoin and SATs, and there was none. I couldn't find any. So I was like, let me just build it out. So I built it and generated the invoice, sent it to the person, and I just added it to Citrusrate. And since then, we've had we've had over 3,000 download of the PDF. Yes.
Excellent. So a lot of people is using this to generate their invoices. So guys, if you are watching this, then we will put a link to the website so you can generate your invoice. If you are working for companies that pay you in Bitcoin or in Satoshis, you can use it to generate the invoice and send to the company. So everything. So you can put the invoice name, the invoice number. You can put any currency. Oh, Argentina peso in Satoshis in all the currencies of the world. And you can put your Bitcoin address, your Lightning URL, so people can send you there.
Yes.
Excellent. It's very. I will try it. I will try it. Let me check.
Try and
And
give
let
us
me check
feedback.
the other tool. Well, this I can see what it is, the DCA planner. With this, I think that explain me. I don't want to
You don't
explain,
want
but
to
explain
assume.
you. You are the builder.
Yeah, that's correct. So the DCA planner was born out of my need as well. So whenever you explain Bitcoin to someone, whenever you are trying to make them understand why you should use Bitcoin or earn Bitcoin or save in Bitcoin, you always want to reference, oh, Bitcoin in the past cost this amount and it is now this amount. Just like let's use the example of the very popular Bitcoin pizza. The person spent a certain amount of Bitcoin and it is now worth another amount, much more huge, right? So and now people say, yes, I understand Bitcoin. How do I save? What's how do I just, what's the best way? Should I just buy ones? Should I, how do I go about owning Bitcoin? Then I usually say your best strategy is DCA. So you earn a certain amount in fiat, then you just you want to add some percentage of that amount in Bitcoin at interval. It could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be yearly. I don't know. I'm not the one to decide that, but you can do that. So I built this DCA planner to help you plan a DCA strategy. Which one you would like to go for? Or if I go for monthly and I'm saving an amount, assuming 100 US dollar, and I saved it for over a period of 12 months. If Bitcoin, starting from this current price, goes up in a certain scenario, we have price scenario. These price scenarios, we have two price scenarios. The linear, if Bitcoin just go up a certain amount every month, it doesn't happen like that, but it's just an assumption. Every month, let's say 1% every month till the next 12 months, then I probably will have this amount. If I don't have huge return, I will still be preserving the value of my money, right? And so it is to explain Bitcoin DCA strategies. Then once you have a strategy like that, you can go to any DCA strategy application and just implement it and buy Bitcoin at interval. And so we've also had like over, I think we've had over 100, we've had over 1,000 users since we added this to the application, using it, checking it out. And overall on Citrusrate, we've had over 100,000 visits from 114 countries in the past. we
Excellent.
are only around 16 or 17 months.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that I agree with you. DCA is the best way to explain Bitcoin to someone who wants to start saving or want to start going through this world. I think that the DCA is the magic, because if you are trying to check if the price is high or if it's low, if you want to time the market, you will never be able to time the market. The best way is to do the DCA, wait, and we already know that this is the real winning strategy. Let's move to the other tool. By the way, I love the tools that you have. Inflation calculator. This is happy because I come from the country that is world champion of inflation, Argentina. So tell me about how does it work?
The traditional inflation calculators we have, they always, have a preset inflation there. Our own aim is we want you to use the inflation calculator with a DCA plan. If you can, inflations can be predictable sometimes, right? For example, in my country, inflation is double digits, right? It's around, I think, currently 16 or 19. I can't remember. So when we want to explain to people that our currency is naira, and yeah, you had 100,000 naira last year. Of course, you still have that 100,000 naira in cash physically, but the value has reduced. So we show them how the value have reduced here on the inflation calculator. We input the amount, and we input the number of years, we input the inflation rates currently at that time, and calculate and show them. So it shows them how much, if they had 100,000 in a certain period of time, how much value they need to own to buy something that 100,000 will buy in that current date, right? And so with the double year, with the year per year rate, what we want them to do is, okay, in Nigeria, it's so sad that people kind of expect things to get more worse. 10 years ago, a lot of people would agree that the current situation we are in now, we will get there because of how it's clear, right? So you can also say it's currently now that, in the next 12 months or 24 months, things might get more expensive, right? So you can simulate inflation and input, if I have 100,000 naira now and inflation gets to this range, how much would I need to still have that value of that 100,000 naira? So we use it to explain Bitcoin, and we show them the DCA planner as well. We show them the previous Bitcoin charts, so they get to understand the progression, how everything is going from the Bitcoin side, from the fiat side. So it makes education much more easier a little bit, and it makes it it's easier to visualize. Oh, Bitcoin as a store of value. Oh, Bitcoin as a medium of exchange.
Yes, of course. If you show, I think that you can talk a lot with people about a lot of theoretical stuff, but if you show them the example, there is no doubt. There is no doubt to learn. If you show how you lose money, not money, purchasing power, if you hold your fiat currency because of the inflation, I think that and Bitcoin is the opposite. So with Bitcoin, you increase your purchase power with the
Yeah.
time. So I love this. I love it. And Earn, I think that, what is this? They are Bitcoin game. Okay. So this is a
Yeah.
game, a Bitcoin game. How does it work?
It's we launched it to celebrate the Bitcoin Pizza Day. It is just to just fun. You can press escape to leave the So it's just to help people, have some fun, enjoy web game. It's nothing much more.
It's not.
Yeah.
I'm back. And then Satoshi's Quest.
Yeah. So Satoshi Quest, we unfortunately we've not have uh enough of this going on. We had it last year. I mean, yes, I think very early this year we had it going on very early. The plan for Satoshi Quest is we want people to in this part of the world to also earn sats. Doing things they do daily, probably interacting. For example, let's say you want them to share this space and you are willing to give out sats for that, or you want them to clip the YouTube video, for you. So we want you, and you can pay sats for that. We want to create a kind of micro lancing platform where once they earn sats, then they see it as currency, right? And it's easier to save when you earn than upping from fiat and buying into Bitcoin. So that's the plan here. And we need a lot of people like you to come on board and, register, work with us. And we also need a lot of support from the ecosystem as well.
Excellent. So let me stop sharing the page. It was amazing. Let me come back to the. Yes, I'm here. Let me modify this. Okay, we are back. So we went through the page. It was really amazing to see the project that is not just a page where you can find the price, but it has a lot of amazing functionalities. And tell me about how do you see the Bitcoin ecosystem in Africa? How is evolving? And how do you see the future in Africa? It is helping to the people. People is realizing that Bitcoin is a solution for their lives, and how do you work towards this?
The Bitcoin ecosystem is growing massively. I mean, kudos to everybody in the space. We've been doing a lot of amazing job. We've had several percentage jump in Bitcoin initiatives, Bitcoin projects spinning up in Africa. And I'm so glad that people are more intentional about educating Africans about Bitcoin. Now we have several Bitcoin circular economy popping up. We have more Bitcoin projects added to the maps. And we now have people individually doing the work of educating people. And we also have more people interested in now working in the Bitcoin space or associating their crafts, their skill with Bitcoin to earn Bitcoin directly. And it's very interesting because eventually one of the best tools that we have to fight our current situation is Bitcoin. And it's so amazing that people are now turning bit by bit to Bitcoin and using it in their daily lives. It's not only an idea for the rich people or for the elite society, it's now an idea for everybody. And bit by bit, we are getting into the nooks and the cranny of Africa.
And how do you see the app or the projects that you built helping to boost the Bitcoin adoption in Africa?
Honestly, I think we as Citrusrate, we are building something more like an infrastructure. We still have a couple of features coming up. We have APIs, and there are several things that will be coming up that will, like I said earlier, open up a category of new applications. We currently have things like Bitcoin on-ramp and off-ramp application a lot, but we want to open up another category, right? We want to open up something very, very useful as well. And we are building an infrastructure that people can build on for that. We also have API for the rates, the black market rates, the official rates of currencies. And We are, of course, also boosting up our education, doing more of doubling down on Bitcoin education and giving more people power over their finance. In another sense, we are also opening ourselves up to the whole global south in general, right? And we've taken several steps by incorporating their prices as well in what we track, so that they can also see that we are open, because it's very important that the global south in general, we work together and make Bitcoin successful. So our part here is to boost, to power up, to be an infrastructure for several Bitcoin applications or several new Bitcoin projects that will be coming up.
Excellent. And do you have any features that you are gonna incorporate to the website in the short term that you can tell us?
I would love to, but I don't want to spill the bean now. But think of something similar to shopping or buying stuff in Bitcoin very easily. Just think of it like that, because people are not thinking about using Bitcoin for day-to-day activities, and that is what we want to do. We want to help merchants. We want to help the spenders. We want to help Bitcoin itself. So we are creating a whole ecosystem to make sure that everybody work together seamlessly. Yeah, let me say it like that.
Excellent. And talking about Bitcoin in general, how do you see the future?
I don't want to be biased, but I think the future of Bitcoin is coming from it to be powered by the global south. Of course, we see what is happening from the other part of the world, where they are relegating Bitcoin to just being a stock value. Yes, Bitcoin can be a stock value, but to us here, Bitcoin is more than that. Bitcoin is freedom. Bitcoin is store of value. Bitcoin is medium of exchange. So, it's more like Africans give meaning to what Satoshi has built. And by the way, I'm wearing Satoshi is black. So because it's more like he saw what will happen, and he or she or them or they saw what will happen and built for us. All we have to do is blow the trumpets and build more things on top of that foundation. So I think, Bitcoin in general, nobody could predict where we are now. We have institutions flooding in, we have governments coming in. No one could predict that. But in the next few years, I think a lot of amazing things will happen. And it's not only as Bitcoin being a digital book, but Bitcoin being a functional part of everybody's life, day-to-day activity.
Excellent. And the last question is, now that you mentioned that Satoshi is black, if you had a chance to sit down with Satoshi Nakamoto, what would you ask or say to him, her, or them?
I would ask, if I had a chance, I would ask, what more do you want to build? I would love to be a part.
Excellent. Balogun, thank you very much for your time. Anything else you want to add, and how people can contact you?
Yes, I'm so glad for this opportunity. I really enjoyed the session, and I am extremely happy that I get to talk about Citrusrate and the whole African ecosystem at large. We, of course, we have a donation page where you can donate to Citrusrate, because helping us means helping several features to stay live. And you can reach out to me on X at Malcrit, which is my X handle. My name is Balogun Malik. You can search that on LinkedIn. And I don't know, I can share my email, or you can just reach out to me.
Whatever you want to share, you can share.
You can reach out to me at margaret@citrusrate.com. That's my official email. My personal email, balogunmalik4@gmail.com. I'm also available on WhatsApp, +234 81 011 38017. So I'm open. I'm basically everywhere. So yeah, I'm open to.
Excellent. And anyone who wants to contact Balogun also can send me a message. I don't know why the messages on X are not working, because I don't see the alarm that I receive a message. So let's see if Elon can fix it. He can send rockets to Mars, so I think it's gonna be fixed soon. But send me a message, and if you want me to contact Balogun, I can do it. And soon, you know that we have a Spanish channel, and every Sunday, 9 p.m. Hong Kong time, we do a live show, like for 1 hour, hour and a half. So one of my missions in the upcoming live shows is gonna put QR where people can donate to different associations that can be, of course, in South America, Latin America, or also in Africa. So this Sunday, we are going to be donating to Fundación Virgencita de Guadalupe in Paraguay. But probably in a couple of Sundays, I will contact you. You send me a QR code, and I can put in during the live, and people can donate to your project.
Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. It has been a pleasure to talk to you. And let's see, in a couple of months, we can talk again and see how the project is going.
Yeah, I would love to come back. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the time. I enjoyed my time.
And thank you for your time. And thank you to everyone who is on the other side. If you like the episode, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, comment anything you want, because with this, you help us a lot in our mission of painting the world orange. Share this episode with the people you love. Share this episode with the people you hate, because we must reach 8 billion people and give them the orange pill. See you in the next episode of our podcast. Stay humble, stack sats, and remember, we are all Satoshi. And that's all for today. If you like the episode, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media. Our X account is the Bitcoin _. Our YouTube channel is the Libertarian BTC. Our YouTube channel in Spanish is Libertarian BTC ESP. Our Patreon, the Bitcoin Libertarian. Our Instagram, the Bitcoin Libertarian. That's all. You can go there and follow us in all our social media.